Today's video is for anyone that does not know what to do because they feel like they're not supported by their loved ones with their passion, their life journey, their spiritual journey, your career path, whatever it is. You feel like maybe your parents don't support you, your partner, your friends. Whatever the case is, this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name's Madison if you're new. I'm 23. I do lifestyle vlogs and health and wellness videos here on this channel. I've been really wanting to get more into the health and wellness side, the spirituality side, and this has been a topic that's been coming up for me a lot in my life, personally, and I had some friends bring this topic up as well about just not feeling supported with your passions or your career or your life journey. Really, you just kind of feel like you can't share things with people, or you don't know what to do because you have these big dreams and you want to go after them, but your family's like, hey, let's be practical, like you're good at this, let's do this, or whatever the case is. You just don't feel supported, whether it is your spiritual journey or it's just, like I said, your career path or your passions or whatever it is you just want to go for. That's the type of energy I'm talking about right now. When you feel this passion, you're trying to live from your heart and you don't feel supported. Like, what should you do, Because we want approval from other people, right? We want validation that we're doing the right thing. We want to feel supported. Like, it feels crappy when you feel alone in something, or if you can't share your passions with people. It feels crappy because, when you're really passionate about something, you want to talk about it. You want to engage in conversation about it with other people, and you feel like you can't because, one, people think you're crazy, or two, like, people just don't care. Everyone has their own life that they're dealing with, and they don't really care as much as you care about it. So that's always really hard to do. And three, like, when you tell people your passions and then they don't give you the response that you want, it kind of makes you feel less passionate about it. I've experienced that a lot in my life. Like, I feel like I will tell people about something and it's like, it means so much to me, and then they're just like, oh, that's cool, and you're just like, okay, like, that's not what I wanted to hear. Like, I wanted encouragement. I wanted, like, yeah, do that, that's amazing, like, I'm so happy for you. Like, sometimes you don't get that response, and most of the time it's nothing personal, just people don't understand where you're coming from, and people have their own life that they're worried about. So I totally understand, but it's just like, damn, it's that feeling of just like, I don't feel like I can talk to anyone about this. And I'm definitely feeling that right now as well. And I actually just had a friend talk to me about that. Like, she's going down this spiritual journey and she doesn't feel supported. 2020's been crazy, and a lot of people have been waking up more and having the spiritual awakening, and they don't feel supported by their peers or their family because they don't understand it. So what do you do? Like, what do you do? Because now you feel like, oh, like, I can't, like, maybe I'm crazy for thinking this. Maybe I'm crazy for wanting this. Maybe I shouldn't even go after this dream. Maybe I shouldn't pursue this career. Maybe I shouldn't go down the spiritual journey. And this is a positive message for any of you guys out there. So please stay till the end. I promise you this is going to be what you needed if you clicked on this video. So a reminder, especially if you're going down the spiritual path, everyone is on their own journey, okay? You cannot force your beliefs on other people. This was a huge thing for me to come to terms with. It was hard for me to accept, like, I have all this great information, like, just hear me, like, this will help you. And people just, if they're not ready to receive whatever it is that you are wanting to give them, it's not it's just not going to sit with them as well as maybe a year later you say something and it clicks with them and they're like, oh my gosh, like, yes. I have experiences like this, you know, when you start to learn about the spiritual journey, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I want to tell everyone, like, this is amazing, like, guys, like, you just gotta know, like, you are the creator of your universe and you can do whatever the hell you want, like, just wake up, like, hear me. I get it. But like I said, you have to just become aware that everyone is on their own journey. If someone would have told me a couple years ago about what I know now, I would be like, yeah, right. And it wouldn't have been the time for me to know that, because if I didn't go through my own shit, I wouldn't have gotten here today and where I am now in my journey, if I did not go through the darker parts of my life. I would have just skipped past all that. And as great as that sounds, I needed it. So remember, everyone is on their own journey. My boyfriend, I kind of, when we very first got together, was just like, hey, chakras, and hey, like, law of attraction, da da da. And he was like, okay, that's cool. I never knew about that, but like, it didn't click with him. Now a year later, he's starting to talk about the law of attraction a little bit more, and I'm always like, ooh, you know, like, he's learning. But you know, it's his time, you know, it's his journey. He's been noticing signs and synchronicities. It's all in your own time frame, okay? Just, you have to be patient if you don't feel supported in that route, especially if someone just like, yeah, whatever you're saying is bullshit. I know that's really hard to hear, because you're just like, this is what I'm passionate about. Why aren't you, like, at least listening? That is hard, okay? And I'm gonna talk about that too. And when someone's just completely like, no, whatever you're saying is complete bullshit, like, no, I don't support this whatsoever. But if you are on the spiritual path, give people time to go through their own journey. I have a friend that I was telling her the same thing, and now a year later she's like, oh my gosh, like, that clicks with me so much more now that you've said that. Like, I've always heard about it, but now, like, I really resonate with it. So that's the spiritual talk right there, if you're going down the spiritual path. So a spiritual journey can definitely be a passion of yours. But now I'm going to talk about more like job and, you know, not being supportive with your family or your partner. If you're not happy in a situation, you want to go and pursue your dreams. Like, maybe you've been just like holding back on yourself and you feel like you can't pursue your goals because maybe you've been shut down about it in the past. I have. You just want to talk about what comes from the heart. Like, what you really just would love to do with your life, what you really feel passionate about, that thing that just drives you, what gives you purpose. And you talk about it with other people and they're just like, yeah, you're crazy. Like, you're never gonna make that much money, or you're never gonna have that much success, dude. Like, wake up. Everyone lives the 9-to-5 job and we're miserable. You have to be too. Like, come on, dude, wake up. That's hard, right? Or maybe it's a situation where you really are, you're ready to pursue your dreams and you're at a job that makes a whole lot of sense. I know a YouTuber, for an example, she was making $40,000 a year. Good job, but it wasn't what she wanted to do. It wasn't her passion. She wanted to do YouTube. YouTube, she was making $200 a month at the time. She left her job to pursue that. And the universe supported her because that's what she wanted to do. That was coming from her heart. And so she did it anyways. And even though people were like, you're crazy, why would you leave that good job with the good benefits to do this? That's the whole purpose of this video. I want to tell you to do it anyways. That's the message. What's the quote that goes something like, I'd rather fail 100 times than say I never tried, or something like that. I feel that so much, because when something really resonates with us, when something really gets us going and just like makes us feel like we have a purpose in life, and we don't do it, we don't even try to, like, it just, for me, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like the end of the world. Like, if I don't try something, if I don't try to do this, if I don't try to live my dreams to make me feel alive, like, I feel like I will kick myself for the rest of my life. And I know a lot of you will too. So whatever that it is you're passionate about, whatever it is that you want to go for, and you're afraid, it is okay to be afraid. Dreams, what's the other quote? Your dreams aren't big enough if you're unafraid. Like, it's true, and it's okay. It's okay to be afraid. I think that means that we're so passionate about something. I think it means that we care. And I know that it sucks to feel like no one cares about what you want or how you feel, or no one can understand the love and the passion you have for something when you talk about it with them. It sucks to feel like you're not supported. It really does. You feel alone. You feel like you don't have anyone to talk to or to relate to. Like, I understand, like, it's a hard time, especially when you're making a big change, like a job, like you're going from $40,000 to $200 a month. That's huge, right? And you want to feel supported about that. You want to be validated. You want to be reassured, like, hey, you're making the right choice. Hey, you're doing this. Yes, go girl. Like, keep doing it. But you don't get that, especially when someone's like, you're freaking crazy. Like, your parents are like, no, like, why don't you stick with what you know? Why don't you stick with what you're good at? Like, it's hard to be like, I'm gonna do it anyways, you know? Like, that sucks, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It is hard to do that, especially when, like, maybe your parents are wanting you to go to college and they're giving you the money to go to college, but you want to start your own business and they're not going to give you the money for that. Like, what do? Like, if you're not supported? And the message, bottom line, is to do it anyways. I know it sucks, but there are people that you will find when you start to connect with your higher self, with your heart, and you do what makes you feel alive. The universe will show you people that do support you. There will be people that come into your life that you can talk to about stuff. And especially if you're going into a certain career, whatever it is, or, you know, you're learning a new skill, there's other people that do that thing too. So those people will be around to talk to. Like, if you want to learn guitar, you want to sing, there's singers and there's people that can learn guitar. Whatever it is, whatever your trade is that you want to learn, or whatever dream or passion you have, there's groups on Facebook, there's groups on, you know, Instagram, whatever it is. You can get Zoom calls with people that don't live close to you, that are passionate about the same thing. I am in many groups that are just spiritual groups. Most of them don't live around me, they live across the country, but it's nice to talk and connect with them and to not feel as crazy, and you learn off of each other. There's so many different outlets. So please don't get hooked up on that. I know it's hard when you don't get that validation, that reassurance from the ones you love, because then you start to get in your head like, maybe I am crazy. Maybe I should just stick with what I know. Maybe I should stay comfortable. Maybe I shouldn't go for that. Like, I know that mindset, but I'm here to tell you to do it anyways. Like, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. At the end of the day, on your own journey, if you want to look at it spiritual, you come into this life by yourself and you go out of this life by yourself. No one can really walk with you hand in hand, like, on your journey. No one can really go down the same path that you're meant to go down. Like, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own path that they're meant to go down. And at the end of the day, you have you. What is it that you want to say that you did at the end of this life? What is it that calls you on the daily? Like, what gives you drive? What gives you purpose? Would you really be happy if you never went after that thing? Would you really be happy with avoiding, like, your purpose in life? No, You wouldn't. Do what I'm doing if you feel like you have no one to talk to, because there's times where I don't feel like I have someone to relate to my passions as much as, you know, I feel them. Like, they might support me and be like, oh, that's really cool, like, I'm happy for you, but they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? There's people that will get it, and I promise you, you just have to have patience, and you have to just be true to yourself at the end of the day. You have you have to do whatever it is to get you to point B, and that's all it takes. Okay, I forgot one really important message to this video. If you do not feel supported, don't talk about it. Like, I know that sounds like opposite of what I've been saying, but if you can't find people that support you, you can't find those support groups, don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Do it, you know, behind the scenes and show your results. I forget, like, that's a quote too, but like, don't tell people what you're doing. If you're quitting your job or you're trying to lose 30 pounds, don't tell people what you're doing. Because, you know, if you have people that don't support you, like, you lose 30 pounds, like, okay, I see how you eat. No, that is not the type of energy you need in your life. And if that's all you're getting from people that won't support you, you know, there's people that are like, okay, sure, like, and they might not believe you. But there's people that are just like really making you feel bad or making you question about what you're doing in your life. Even if it's just because they can't relate and they're just like, okay, like they're trying to support you, but like they don't get it because they're not you, and that's okay. But if it makes you feel worse and makes you feel less excited about whatever you're gonna do, don't talk about it to them. Talk about it with the people. If you do find support groups, talk about it within that like group of people. Don't talk about it with the people you feel don't get it. When you start losing that weight, they're gonna support you, right? Like, they're gonna see it, they're going to believe it, and unfortunately that's what it takes for sometimes for people to believe or support us. And whatever, you know, let that be them. Like, whatever they feel most of the time is a reflection of how they feel inside themselves. If they feel like something is ridiculous and not practical, it's because they didn't go after their dreams and they didn't go after what they wanted to do with their life. They're miserable and they're kicking themselves because they didn't have what it took that you had. They didn't have that drive and that passion to do it anyways. They didn't have that drive when their parents told them, no, that's dumb. No, we're not gonna support you on that. No, you're crazy. They didn't have that. They didn't have what you have. Even if it's not to the point where they don't support you, they do, but they just don't get it. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, that's nice, sweetie. Like, and it just makes you feel like, I shouldn't even say anything. Like, they don't understand how much I really deeply feel about this. Like, and it makes you feel less excited about it, and it makes you feel just, I don't know, it makes you feel less passionate about it. And if that's the case, just don't talk about it. And I know that's kind of like opposite of what I was saying about finding support groups, but I'm talking about the inner circle. If the inner circle really will not support you or just don't get it, and it's just messing with your mind, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Like, okay, I'm gonna show you. Like, all right, that's cool. I'm gonna show you when I lose 30 pounds. I'm gonna show you when I make $200,000 a year, you know? Like, okay, that's fine. I'm just not gonna tell you what I'm doing. I love that. Like, I love not telling people what I'm doing. And just be like, oh yeah, you didn't know I did that? Yeah. I just got signed to this awesome company. Yeah, I'm making $200,000 a year. Like, oh, you didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? I love not talking about things. I love showing people. If that's what you have to do, do it. Do whatever makes you feel good. And honestly, like I said, out of sight, out of mind. If there's even people on social media that make you feel triggered or whatever it is, mute them. If they're your friends, mute them. If they're, you know, block them if you have to. Like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, don't allow that energy into your field. Like, if you know your friend's gonna say something snooty about whatever you're doing, don't tell her, you know? You'll see. Like, she don't need to know. It's your life, it's your journey. And they'll see and they'll support you when you're just blossoming and doing amazing. And then they would have wished like they would have jumped on the train earlier, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I feel. And you know, if I know I'm not gonna get like a great feedback, I'm just not gonna give it. Like, I'm just not gonna even tell them, because I want to feel excited about it, you know? A really quick example. I just launched my intention setting candles that I made. I started making them in the beginning of the year, and I did not tell anyone. I mean, like, obviously my family knew, and they're like, okay, cool, like, they're supportive. And like 1 or 2 friends knew, but I didn't go in detail with it because in the beginning, or like the end of last year, when I was thinking about names for it, I told my yoga class, because I'm like, oh, you know, like spirituality, yoga, like they'll understand. And I got some just, I mean, they're older women, but they're just like, no, I don't like that name. Don't do punny. No, that's stupid. Like, so I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna share any more of this. I'm gonna go with the one I want, even though it was the name that they're like, oh no, that's dumb, that sounds dumb, like that's punny, no, don't do that. I did it anyways, and I didn't tell a soul. Months go by, I've been working on it all year, and now like it's doing really well. So that's just a little example for you. But once you actually start going down that path and you are really doing the thing, people are gonna be like, wow, that's awesome. Like, they will support you at some point. If you are scared that they're just gonna write you off, like, they will support you, especially when you prove them like, hey, this, I told you, this is it. I'm going to be successful. And I am. I'm showing you right now. So don't get worried. Have patience. The right people will come around. The right circumstances will come around. The universe will support you with your dreams and your purpose, okay? Like I said, there's people across the country that I resonate so much with that feel the same way that I do about spirituality, and I could talk to them about the craziest things, and that I know I can't talk to about with my family, because they're not there yet. They're on their own journey. So please just know everyone is on their own journey, and when things resonate with them, they'll come around, okay? You just have to do what is best for you. You have to live your purpose. You have to do what your heart is calling you to do, okay? Leave comments below this video. What is it that you want to do? What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you happy? I hope this helped. I hope this message was received by anyone that really needs to hear it right now, because I feel like this is a theme in my life, and I've had other friends talk to me about it, and I just feel like I need to talk to you guys about it. My last video I talked about how I manifested my boyfriend, and I was talking about how I wanted to do a series on here called Magical Mondays or Spiritual Shit Sundays. I'm not sure though still about that, so let me know if you guys have an opinion or what you like better in the comments. This goes into the health and wellness category for me, the spiritual category, your spiritual life path. So yeah, I feel like this is a big thing for mental health, because you can really get down on yourself when you feel you are alone, and you're not alone. I love you all so much. Do not feel like you're alone, and to just keep doing you. I promise it's all gonna work out. But yeah, with that being said, I'd love for you guys to support the channel by subscribing and giving a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.